Good morning, everyone. Well, today we are on day, 23 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And our sketch artist today is Michelle West. And she has a horizontal, I was going to say rectangle, but yeah, it is a rectangle, horizontal. And then she has a square, and so I want to say vertical, but it's not. And she has one over top of the other layered, and I know it's very hard to see. I'll try to remember to post it at the beginning. And then she has banners down at the bottom and a couple of dots over, well, 3 dots over here, banners up here, and some dots here. And I tell you that this is usually just representing whatever kind of embellishments we're going to use. And it is a matted layout. And she's got the title, a subtitle, and journaling up in this corner. Now, first of all, I'm going to totally flip mine around, and I'm going to put my title somewhere else. But this is a really cute layout, and it's not. She's got this as a square, so sometimes it's hard to. Sometimes I have a hard time just putting a vertical and a horizontal on the same page, but. So yeah, she helps do that, but she does have this square. Sometimes it's just hard having 2 of the different ones. So I am using Mintay's Dreamland, and I have to liquids. They have little fairies up here, it looks like. I always like to see what's right next to the title, because sometimes I just like to use that title because it's pretty. Oh, I guess it's flowers, a fairy, and then over here is a horse. Yep. I see it now. My eyes came into focus. Okay, this is my second grand, and she is 14 now. And her mom had given me things to scrapbook previously, because she's like, if you just scrapbook these for me, and it's like, oh, come on, you want me to scrapbook for you? Of course I will. And I had not even seen these pictures, so it's like, it was so cute to see her like this. It's so funny because they're at Disney, and or they're on their way to Disney, I forget which, but anyhow, here she is. She just looks like she just woke up and somebody said, "We're going to Disney." And that's what I keep thinking of every time I see this picture of her looking so delighted. And then here she is asleep, and this is after they're there, and she's under some kind of canopy or something in her, it's her car seat, but it might be also, or maybe it's just a stroller, but it looks like she's also under a canopy. And she's got Roo with her from Winnie the Pooh. So, and I've already matted them in this, what I'm going to use for the background. And so this is going to be my background paper, and I've taken the center out of it because I don't want to waste any. And this is going to be my layout page right here. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. This is just so cute. I've been waiting for this day. Just to scrapbook this. And isn't this just the most gorgeous piece of paper? It's like I pull out one Mintay and it's like, oh, that's the most beautiful piece of paper. What could compare to that? And then you pull out another one and it's like, oh my gosh, that's my new favorite. So this is my new favorite today. I love it. So she had hers like this, and I'm going to put mine like this because I'm going to use this and some of this down here for my embellishments. And I love this little fox here, and I love the unicorn and this, but I'm going to cover those up. Sad, 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 but it's got to be done because sometimes this is what you got to do to play with it, Okay, now there's this cute little dragon here. I'm gonna cover up some of his wing, but I'm gonna leave his face showing. And the nose of the fox is going to show, but I'm going to cover it up afterwards. So let me see here and make sure whoops, got my invisible ruler upside down. And I'm still cutting out this collection. It's like, I guess that's why you pay extra to get the die cuts, because yeah, I just don't have everything cut out. Okay, so now you see I started to cover up that unicorn. I know people have a hard time using these. You just gotta realize that you're gonna cover up something and it's gonna be beautiful, but it'll be beautiful when you're done and you'll forget about that you covered up that cute little fairy and the little fox and the unicorn, because you'll have something else there. And you have another paper just like it. Okay, so I'm gonna cover them up. So I'm gonna put this probably right about here. I need to have enough room because I'm gonna add a fairy. To replace the fairy, I just covered up. Okay, so I think about right there. And look at this like, it almost looks like a curtain, but it looks like it's also clouds, but it looks like it kind of blends in with this little canopy that covers her. So it just looks perfect. Okay, so we got excited Tegan and we got sleeping Tegan. This must have been after all the excitement. Okay, so now, since I think this is, somebody said, it's time to go to Disney, I'm gonna call it Time for Disney. And I'm gonna put it right here, and that's why I'm not putting it there. I want it right here. And I'm using these tiny little letters, and I'm gonna use this clock. Isn't this so cute? And I'm gonna put it right here after I put those letters there, so it looks almost like the clock's alerting you. So I'm gonna pause it and put this down because it's gonna do everything I can not to mess it up when I'm putting it on a picture. Oh, and I better check to make sure everything's spelt right. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I have the letters on there. Oh, I was planning. And it says Time for Disney. And these are Heidi Swapp letters. And I just think they're fabulous. Sometimes you just need like a little title. I mean, I didn't want anything that was gonna take away from this paper. And this adorable baby. So, I've already put some chipboard on the back of these. This little clock with the pretty little cloud behind it. And I'm sticking, oh, and by the way, the letters, I was so worried about them just sticking to the thing, I was able to actually move them a little too, so. But they still feel like they're stuck down good. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this so the clock is right underneath it. I just thought that would be such a cute way to have a title. Okay, now I have this squirrel. Oh, this is actually that squirrel, but look at this squirrel. He looks like he's just been alerted to something. And do I have a piece of white paper? Oh, here, I'll use this. Just look at the look on his face. He's like, what? He just looks like he wants to know what's going on. So I'm gonna put this one here that's facing this way, and then I'm gonna put this one here. So the one is covering up the one that I cut off his feet. Because I took 3/8 off and then centered it over the matting. So I'm just covering up that squirrel that's there. And now I'm gonna put the one that looks like he's just wondering what is going on. We're going to Disney? And sticking that one right there. Now, I thought I was covering this up. What did I think I was putting there? Oh, I have them over too far. Let's see, can I pull these up and slide them over? How come I thought I could cover them all up? I don't know. I must thought his tail was bigger. Okay, so I'm putting that one there. Maybe I'm going to slide him over just a smidgen. Because as long as we don't see anything that looks like there's an animal there. And can I slide him over anymore? Not too much. Okay, I guess they're going to be pretty much right there. This one could be down a little bit. I love this little flipper thing. It's from the Cricut and I use it all the time like this. Okay, a little bit of the foot is sticking out, but that's okay. Okay, so I got those there. And then I have another one of the fairies. And isn't she adorable? These are just all so pretty. When I cut them out, if there's anything, you know, it's like I try to cut as close as I can to what I'm cutting out, just in case there's something on the other side that's pretty and I can get, because sometimes I'll find, like, I think there was a little tiny clock that I was able to get and stuff like that just by being careful. And I just flip them over when I'm done, see if there's anything there. Okay, I'm going to put this one here like it's standing on top of the picture and hanging out with this fairy. And then I have this fairy here. Now this one I've got chipboard on, so I'm going to have to glue it, I'm sure. Okay, and I'm gonna have her close to Tegan, because remember I covered up one here, so I want to bring one back. And let's see, I want her standing where she looks like she's maybe standing on the flower. About right here, I think. Okay, and then I have this other fairy. She looks like she's maybe holding a little bird. I know it's very tiny. I can hardly make out what it would be. Oh, here's the clock that I think it might have been from one of the fronts, because sometimes I'll just find things when I flip over the papers. Okay, and I'm just going to put her down in here right by this other clock, because I'm trying to draw attention to the clocks. Okay, and then I have, let's see, what else am I putting here? Oh, I have the butterflies. And if it's your first time here, welcome. You're gonna see me tell the story that I tell all the time. And if you're here for many times, thank you, and sorry you have to hear me say it every time. But I put dimensionals behind the butterfly wings, and then I put glue right in the middle where the body would be. And then as long as you put the body down first, the dimensionals will hold it up. Sometimes I've accidentally put it down and then you end up with a big flat butterfly. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this little butterfly and put it right by where I wrote Time for Disney. I'm just going to put it right there, like it's just kind of flown away past the clock. And then there's this butterfly right here, so I'm gonna add one in its place. Is that the one I'm putting there? Yes. Okay. I love butterflies. You know, we got a lot of girls. You can use a lot of butterflies. I rarely think, oh, this needs a butterfly, but if they're in my kit, I use them. I love them. Okay, so again, I'm just pushing down the body that I put the glue on. And you can kind of just leave it because eventually it'll just lay down, or you know, you'll put another layout on top of it and it'll lay down, or get in the book and it'll lay down somewhat, but it will still stay up because you got the dimensionals behind it. It just might not stand up as much as what I have it right there. And I got one of those little covers that stuck me. Okay. And this one here is this one. Every time I have a butterfly on the page, I actually try to replace it with one that's dimensional. And then since I had this big one over here, I thought I would just add one more. So let's see, I covered 3 butterflies. Yeah, and then I'm adding 2 butterflies. Now I had this tiny little clock, and I've got 1, 2, 3 clocks. I've thought about using this, but then I get an odd number, and I mean an even number, and I've already got an even number of fairies, whether you count Tegan or not, because I have 4 and with her I have 6. So I think I'm just gonna skip the clock, figure I have 3. Okay, and then I had these gold enamel dots sitting here. Do I have gold dots that are smaller? Oh, I have 3 tiny gold dots. Oh, and I have copper, which maybe looks a little more like her colors. Let me look at this. Because when I seen the gold ones in there, I thought, oh, those would be perfect. But maybe this second gold color, maybe I'm going to use those, because that way I can use the smaller ones. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to use just the tiny ones, since we got a tiny baby and tiny fairies. And I'm just going to kind of put them like wherever there's a fairy, they leave a little gold dot behind them. Sounds like a story, doesn't it? Okay, and maybe one close above this one's head. And do any of them need extra? One up above that wing. Maybe one in this lantern. That's cute. Let's see. I'm going to put another one over here someplace. I don't know where. Okay, I'm just gonna stick it up here in the flowers. Okay. Gonna pull it down a little bit. Okay, I like that. Okay, so that is it. And where's my sketch? And I'm gonna remember to put this down there. So thank you, Michelle, for this inspiration. I love it. And remember, I have links down below that will take you to the Facebook group where everybody has just the still shots, and to the YouTube where you will see everybody who's done a YouTube and linked it there. You know, like sometimes I might forget to link it there, but I think I remember just about every time. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow will be on day 24. And that means, you know what that means? That means by then, I'll be at 24 layouts for this month, which pretty excites me a lot after last month where I didn't get too many done. So thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.